Your greatest losses come because of your fears. And if you really want something major to happen to you in your life, I want to give you 7 simple steps to use. Number 1, decide exactly what you want. Decide exactly what you want. In other words, be specific, because your mind cannot pursue a general goal. You have to have specificity. You can't just go after generality. I mean, a man can't just say, I want a woman, and he just goes after any woman. It doesn't know which direction to go. The will can only be engaged when it has something specific that it is going toward. You can't just have a general will. If somebody sends you into the restaurant, they just say, oh, just get me something to eat. I mean, what do you want? You want chitlins? You want oxtails? You want fried chicken? You want tofu? I mean, what do you want? I mean, there are a lot of options that are out there. So be specific. Decide exactly what it is that you want. Do you know that that's half the problem? Is that we've got people shooting and they've never taken time to aim. And until you aim, and the reason that they don't aim is because they haven't located their target, because they don't know who they are. And it's not until you have an identity of who you are that you understand something about your destination. You wonder whether it matters where you've come from. Oh yes, they are connected. If you didn't know it, they are connected. God is the Alpha and the Omega. See, you have to start with God. Did you know that we came out of God? In the beginning. See, God started this thing, and it's not finished until you get back to Him. When we come into the earth and God will call us to our life mission, He calls us to it. The last call that you'll ever get is a call to come back home. Why do you think in our Bibles that we have the word regeneration if you've never been generated to begin with? To be reborn because you used to be with God in the beginning. To be renewed, to be revived because we had to be vived once before. So God is simply trying to take us back when Adam got out of place and lost his identity. When the power of the Holy Spirit comes, He's really not doing a new work. He's taken us back to establish what God began in the beginning. He's only taking us back. He's renewing. He's reviving. He is restoring. It's always the because God is taking us back to what He had already done from the beginning of time. He has finished all things from the beginning of time. And that's why many of our prayers are faithless, because we are asking God to do again what He has already called finished from the beginning. And so there's this thing of So when you understand God, you become connected back to your original purpose. Until you know who God is and who you are, you'll never know what you're called to do. Your identity is wrapped up in the identity of the Father. Why do you think that people who have the last name Smith were Smiths? If they would go back, they were coppersmiths. They worked with iron. They were silversmiths. It spoke of their profession. Their name was connected to purpose. See, in our society, we just snatch a name out of the clear blue because it sounds cute. Their names were connected to purpose. Moses was not just randomly chosen. The name Moses means drawn out of water. His greatest miracle was not the fact that he was found floating in a basket on the Nile River, but it was that he would take the children of Israel through the Red Sea and draw them out of water. It was prophetic of his destiny. Until you understand where you've come from, you don't even know where you're going. I wish I had time to go there, but just decide what you want. Decide what you want. And number 2, write it down. Write it down. If a goal is not in writing, it's not a goal. because it'll drift away like a puff of smoke. You know, you ever seen a person with a cigarette and they can take and blow rings and stuff? I'm always fascinated by that. I must confess I'm a secondhand smoker.